Hello everyone, this is Nikhila Tippannamar from Aryan College of Arts, Commerce and Science. Today we are going to learn oxidation states of first transition series and physical properties of them. Let's learn what is meant by oxidation state. It is a number that is assigned to an element in a chemical combination. This number represents the number of electrons that an atom can gain, lose or share when chemically bonding with an atom of another element. It can also be termed as oxidation number instead of oxidation state. Do you know which of the first transition series elements shows the maximum number of oxidation states and why it is so? Or can you tell me which elements in the 4D and 5D series will show maximum number of oxidation states? Let's learn the oxidation states of first transition series. One of the notable features of transition elements is the great variety of oxidation states they show in their compounds. Loss of 4s and 3d electrons progressively leads to formation of ions. The transition elements display a variety of oxidation states in their compounds. Loss of one 4s electron leads to the formation of M plus ion. Loss of two 4s electrons gives a M2 plus ion, while loss of 3 unpaired electrons gives M3 ion, M3 plus ion, and loss of 4 electrons gives M4 plus ions, and so on. Look at this table. From this table, it is clear that as the number of unpaired electrons in 3d orbital increases, the number of oxidation states shown by the element also increases. Scandium has only one unpaired electron. It shows two oxidation states, while manganese with 5 unpaired electrons shows 6 different oxidation states. The element which give the greatest number of oxidation states occur near to the middle of the series. For example, manganese, it shows oxidation states from +2 to +7. Look at the table. Scandium, it has electronic configuration 3d14s2. It has two oxidation states, +2 and +3. The +3 oxidation state is more stable. Hence, scandium form compounds mainly in its +3 oxidation state. Titanium, it has outer electronic configuration 3d24s2. Therefore, +2, +3 and +4 are the oxidation states. Hence, +4 oxidation state is more stable. Next is vanadium with the outer electronic configuration of 3d34s2. Therefore, it shows +2, +3, +4 and +5 oxidation states. And the +5 oxidation state is more stable. Next is chromium. Chromium, it has outer electronic configuration 3d54s1. So it should show +1, +2, +3, +4, +5 and +C oxidation states. In fact, +1 oxidation state should have been very stable as it has exactly half-filled state of d orbital, which is more stable. However, chromium does not form normal salts in its +1 oxidation state. But number of stable complexes of chromium in its +1 oxidation state with pyridine are well known. Next is manganese with 3d54s2 as the outermost electronic configuration. It shows oxidation states ranging from +2 to +7. The +2 oxidation state is very stable as it has exactly half-filled state. The salts in +2 oxidation states are known as manganese salts. For example, MnCl2. Next is iron. It has 3d64s2, cobalt 3d74s2, nickel 3d84s2. It shows +2 and +3 oxidation states. Iron forms salts in +2 as well as +3 oxidation states. The +3 oxidation state is more stable and the compounds are called ferric compounds. Compounds of iron with +2 oxidation state are called ferrous compounds. Iron in +2 oxidation state is a good reducing agent. Copper 3D10 4s1 and zinc 3D10 4s2 exhibit +2 oxidation state. Copper salts in +1 oxidation state are called cuprous salts, and copper salts in +2 oxidation states are known as cupric salts. Zinc shows only +2 as an oxidation state. Now we will learn physical properties of first transition series. Look at the trends in melting points of transition elements. All the transition elements are metals and show properties that are characteristics of metals. They are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, and form alloys with other metals. They are good conductors of heat and electricity, except zinc, cadmium, mercury, and manganese. All the other transition elements have one or more typical metallic structures at ambient temperature. These transition metals, with the exception of zinc, cadmium, and mercury, are very hard and have low volatility, and they possess high melting and boiling point. The high melting and boiling point of transition metals are due to their close packed structures. In these structures, the transition metal atoms are held together by strong metallic bonds, which have notable covalent character. It requires considerable amount of energy to break the metallic bonds in order to melt the metal. Hence, these metals have very high melting points and boiling points. In case of zinc, cadmium, mercury, they have no unpaired electrons. These metals are soft and have low melting and boiling point. Mercury is a liquid at room temperature and has a melting point of 234 Kelvin. The unexpectedly lower melting point of manganese is probably due to their complicated lattice structure. These metals have low values of melting point. Thank you everyone.